We do have a 5-star pick in the NFL this week. Yeah, baby! I'm Professor MJ, a statistics professor from Canada. Now, more about this high confidence prediction in a short while. Now, we experience a fourth straight positive week by going 3-2 against the spread last week. We have not had a losing week since I got my puppy, Cooper. So thanks for bringing us some good luck, Cooper. It's time to update my record against the spread as a function of the star rating for the 2020 season. You can see the numbers on your screen right now. Now there are two things I want to highlight. The last row shows we hold a nice 30, 25, and 3 record overall, which amounts to a 55% win rate. Also worth noting is that the 4 and 5 star picks combined have yielded a promising 10, 5, and 1 ATS record, a 67% win percentage. Let's now go back to this week's 5-star pick. Close to 98% of my NFL picks have been free this year, but this one will come with a $50 fee along with a money-back guarantee. So if the pick loses, you get your money back. As simple as that. Remember that 5-star picks are 8 and 4 since I started this Professor MJ brand 3 years ago. Now this video has 6 more picks as well as 3 leans, so you'll get plenty of free tips as well. Now let's get the party started. My second favorite pick this week is rated 4 stars. It goes to the Indianapolis Colts minus 2.5 points at the Las Vegas Raiders. Now let's get rid of my worries first. Indianapolis will be traveling through 3 time zones to play this game. Also, left tackle Anthony Castonzo seems on the wrong side of questionable, and his backup is out. So Philip Rivers' blind side could end up being protected by the team's third string left tackle. Other than that, I like Indy in this spot. The Raiders have had ups and downs thus far this season, but it's been more down than up recently. They should have lost to the lowly Jets last week, and they got hammered by the Falcons the week before. I feel like the season is slipping away from Vegas. The Raiders' run defense improved toward mid-season, but it is back to being pretty weak. They hit rock bottom last week after allowing 178 yards on 30 rushes to career reserves from the Jets. There is not much run-stuffing talent in their front 7, and things won't end well against a solid Colts offensive line. Las Vegas running back Josh Jacobs seems unlikely to suit up due to an ankle injury. His backup Devontae flopped as the starter against the Jets last week, and he is now about to face a run defense that has not allowed more than 75 yards on the ground to any running back this year, except to the beast Derrick Henry. The Raiders' secondary has 4 starters listed as questionable. Cornerbacks Arnett and Lawson, as well as safeties Jonathan Abram and Jeff Heath. Ouch! For all of these reasons, I like the Colts to run away with the victory in Sin City. Alright, my third favorite pick this weekend is rated 4 stars, the Cleveland Browns plus 2.5 points against the Baltimore Ravens. It's payback time! After getting humiliated 38-6 in the season opener, the Browns will be looking to get the best of the Ravens this time. I also love the fact that Baltimore's routine has been altered quite a bit after playing a game last Tuesday, which is highly unusual. They are going to lose 2 days of rest and preparation because of this. I like how the Browns match up with the Ravens. First, Cleveland's offense relies a lot on the running game, which happens to be Baltimore's weakness on defense. Indeed, the Ravens rank 18th in the league in terms of yards allowed per carry. Meanwhile, it's no secret that the Ravens offense needs its ground game to be productive, since Lamar Jackson has been very inconsistent as a passer this year. Well, guess what is Cleveland's strength on defense? That's right, stopping the run. The Browns' pass defense is suspect, but so are Lamar Jackson and his receivers. And Cleveland has a chance to get cornerback Denzel Ward back on the field. The only thing I don't like about this pick are the historical trends. One of them being that the Ravens are 9-2-1 against the spread over their last 12 meetings in Cleveland. Wow. But despite those scary numbers, I'm still putting my money on the Browns plus 2.5 points. Pick number 4 is rated 2 stars, over 47 points in the Jets-Seahawks game. If you add up all points scored and allowed by both teams this year, you end up with an average of 50.3 points per game. Most of the time, the line will be pretty close to this number, unless there's a significant injury. In this case, the total is a good 3 points below. However, my main argument regarding this prediction pertains to how I see this game unfolding. Both defenses are pretty stout against the run. The Jets and the Seahawks rank 3rd and 7th in terms of yards allowed per rush, respectively. What this means is both teams are likely to throw often, which is good for the over since the clock stops on incompletions. I'm aware that Russell Wilson had an off day against the Giants last week, but he is now facing what is probably the weakest pass defense in the NFL by far. And to top it all off, safety ASHTYN Davis is listed as doubtful, while the other starting safety, Marcus Maye, is questionable, and he may be the only bright spot in the secondary. So if he misses the game, it will be a huge blow for New York. Since Seattle is projected to light up the scoreboard, that will force Sam Darnold to throw often. And he should be fine scoring a few points against a bad Seahawks pass defense. Pick number 5, rated 1 star, goes to the Chicago Bears. Plus 1 point against Houston. The latest weather reports are projecting a pretty cold and windy Sunday afternoon. Houston prefers to play in the comfort of NRG Stadium. If wind is indeed a factor, that would be a huge advantage for the Bears, who prefer to keep the ball on the ground while the Texans love to air it out. Houston has a 1-5-1 against the spread record in their last 7 matchups on grass, and a mediocre 4-12-2 record in December. As for the Bears, they have beaten the spread on 13 of their last 19 games as home underdogs. Chicago has not had to travel very much lately. Indeed, they went on the road just once over the past 5 weeks, and the lone trip was in Green Bay, which is not very far. Running back David Montgomery has now posted 2 good games in a row. He has a shot for a 3rd straight solid game, considering only Dallas has allowed more yards on the ground this year than Houston. So I'm banking on the Bears to pull off the mild upset. It's time for pick number 6, rated 1 star, under 50.5 points in the Chiefs-Dolphins game. The Chiefs and Dolphins rank 5th and 3rd in terms of passer rating allowed this season. In other words, both teams' pass defense has been very solid. Things are not as pretty on the ground, as shown by their 30th and 24th spot in yards allowed per carry. In light of these numbers, it seems pretty clear that both teams are likely to try to exploit weak run defenses. When betting the under, that's great news, because it runs out the clock more quickly. The under has hit the last 5 times Kansas City took the road against a team with a winning record. When focusing on Miami, the under is 7-3 the last 10 times the Dolphins hosted a team with a winning record. Alright, here are 3 quick unofficial picks for you. Lean number 1, the Bengals plus 3.5 versus the Cowboys. Dallas is losing 2 days of rest after playing last Tuesday. Cincy is 4-1 against the spread as home underdogs, and I believe it's best to take the 3.5 points in a battle of struggling teams. Lean number 2, Packers minus 7.5 at the Lions. Green Bay has not had much success against the Lions recently, as evidenced by their 1-6 ATS record over the last 7 meetings. Still, the Pack are 7-2 on field turf, and they usually don't let their foot off the gas once they get the lead. And lean number 3, the Chargers, plus 2.5 against the Falcons. Justin Herbert was shut down by Belichick last week, but he gets a much easier test against a weak Falcons pass defense that has allowed at least 300 passing yards in all games except the last 3. However, 2 of them were against Taysom Hill, who prefers to run the ball. Alright, let me know in the comment section what is your top pick against the spread this week. Also, this is your last chance to get the 5-star pick. The more you wait, the more the line might move against you, which is going to decrease your chance of winning the bet. Simply follow the link in the comment section below to join me and a bunch of smart sports bettors with this pick. Have a great weekend, buddy!